What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to my RC Chop Shop. Yes, it's time for another Chop Shop episode, and we have some packages to open. And so let's get right into this. With the blue alien, got the blue alien on deck here for this unpackaging, as usual. So it's a camera in here, 5.8 gigahertz camera combo, the micro cam and VTX 40 channel, and y'all know what time it is. This came from our friends at Micro Motor Warehouse. Shout out to Benedict. There's no card in here. Usually he has a card in there. I don't know. These come from the Micro Motor Warehouse. And we also have this here. Spintech motors, the sidewinders. And it's tiny whoop time. So let's get into this Spintech motors thing. See what we have in there. I hear these are great as well. So I ended up getting both. I actually didn't do that on purpose. So we have the Spintech motors. Wow, I actually noticed that 6 motors come in here. So this package comes with 6 motors, and that's pretty awesome. SpintechMotors.com. They're giving you 6 motors instead of just 4. But unfortunately, they don't have the micro pin connectors on here, which is needed to make this build easy. As you can see, the Inductress has these micro pin connectors. So we will be using the Micro Motor Warehouse motors. Stick with what we know. I'll probably use these motors here for my Cyma X11 build. There we go. So we got this Cyma X11 all kitted out already with the FPV system and whatnot. But the motors seem like they can use some power, so I'll try out those Spintech motors on this, and we're going to see what happens. And just solder this onto the board. Let's see. The negative goes on this side. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My daughter's knocking things down.
Here you go.
I gotta get some more solder on this thing. Okay, we're gonna try to get this solder going in here. Black goes on that side. Red goes on the other side. See if I can get this in here without burning anything up on the board. She's just moving. Make sure they're not touching. I think they're not touching. Yeah, I don't think they're touching. So, let's check it out and test it. Okay, so I got that part done. I got all of the wires twisted, but they do seem to stick out a little still, even with the rubber bands on them. These motor wires appear to be a little long. So I'll have to figure out a different way, another way to get them hugged against the motor pods a little more tightly. Because these rubber bands don't look like they're doing it all the way. I guess they're doing it for now. The stock props, I'm actually not going to use the stock props in their stock form anyway. So I cut 2 of the blades off of the 4-bladed props and made 2-bladed props. And that's just because in my testing, I've always found that more blades you have, the less battery life and less punch you have. So I'm doing this in order to try to squeeze out more battery life and more punch. So got 2-bladed props on here. And I also did something else with some props for you guys, but we're gonna get into those later. The other props that I did for it. But let's test this thing out and see if it flies. Okay, I got a bunch of these batteries here. I know they're not the ones that everybody are using, but let me see if I can get this to focus. Okay, these are Nano Force 1S 3.7 volt 180 milliamp hour 45C batteries. What are you doing, Frequent? You took 2 of the blades off. That's going to make it not fly. So I got the Devo 10 here. Let's see if we can bind it to the Devo 10 real quick. Try to get this thing in focus. Okay, so let's check it out. It definitely flies. Pretty easy. I was nowhere near half stick, half throttle to bring it up. So seems to fly nice. A little more noisy though, and that's always the case with 2-bladed props. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to install this camera mount here from Atmospheric Adventures. Shout out to them. atmosphericadventures.com. And they have a lot of different colors. I picked the white. And it's magnetic. Whoa. That over. And we just want to fit them. Hey, one's missing. Don't you hate when that happens? Oh, there it is. So we're going to just fit these in here in the holes of the camera mount, guys. So check it out. And so the last thing is to mount the camera on here. Okay, so I pretty much had to destroy the outer casing of this camera in order to remove it. It was just so hard to remove. I just ended up carving it off of it, but it didn't fit without the case being removed, and so now it fits pretty well. And so let's see how this thing flies. Oh, but before we take it off to a flight, I just wanted to show you guys this, or these. Now, these are actually 3-bladed props from the Cheerson CX31. Let me show it to you guys. That's this little guy. So, pretty much ducted fan design almost. And these 3-bladed props were cut down by me to fit, and they fit pretty well. And so I'm going to be swapping them out with these and these. I'm going to be going between the 3 props to see which I like best with flying it. All 3 of them work though, but I'm thinking these 2-bladed props are probably going to be the best bet. And these do fit on larger prop shafts. These are made for 8.5 millimeter and 7 millimeter motor shafts, which are a little thicker than these shafts on these 6 millimeter motors. But there's a little trick that you can do with a pen and some crazy glue or super glue, which was showed to us by Dave Woods. I'll have a link in description to where you can go to that video to see how Dave Woods did that and how I did it. And I just applied what he did for loose props to a whole different shaft size to accommodate that. And so let's go check this thing out.